That's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. With us is Alex March, Jay Briggs, Millz Young with us today, Shane Mickle, Big Al McMordie, Wayne Scott, and Tony Brown from freezing Las Vegas, Nevada. Here's how the lineup for this evening. We've got Smart, McMordie, Sash, Scratch, Brown, Young, Briggs, and Scott, and then I will close this one out. All right. We got 4 games from the NBA. Of course, NHL has hit the All-Star break. Lots of college hoops now, right? We're in the midst of conference season. The calendar has switched to February. So we'll be sitting conference tournaments at the end of the month. But let's get the show underway. Let's welcome in Alex Smart. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Alex in right now with NBA coverage. Alex, what's happening?
Hey, how you doing, Tony? We went after this 76ers Jazz game earlier today. Big line moves as the day has gone on. I guess a lot of money figures that I'm with this on what I'm going to say, and that is that the 76ers must not be underestimated here. It's been a really crappy road trip for them. They've lost 4 of the first 5 games. They've got one opportunity left here to sort of salvage this road trip. We'll just use one word. This is a disaster so far. And we know Embiid always has problems with his knee, and he sits a lot. And it's expected that he'll probably sit tonight. I'm not really 100% sure about that, but they're saying anyway. We'll just
he's out. It's listed as out now. Out.
Yeah, he is out now.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's out, and I know the 76ers he's a key player. Is he worth that many points, in this kind of situation? This is a top-flight 76ers team, and they also suffered an upset loss at home back to the Jazz in January as that 8.5-point faves. And, Philadelphia is one of those teams that seems to do revenge really well. They've covered 11 of the last 13, revenging a straight-up loss versus an opponent as a favorite of 7 or more points. So, no Joel Embiid or not, this is a well-conditioned team. This is a team, and I'm saying this sort of maybe tongue-in-cheek at this point because they looked pretty tired last time up. But because of that, I think they'll be fresh and ready to rebound here. And they've got a lot of motivation backing them here tonight. This is still a talented team. Embiid or no Embiid. So I'm going to go with the 76ers to cover. I would have loved everyone to get that early number, but I'm still good at 5. So we can get some 5s on the board. Let's take a 5.
All right, we got Alex here on the in this one. He'll be on the 5 now here. That 76ers and Jazz. Of course, this was 4 overnight. Of course, news started trickling about Embiid earlier in the last evening. And of course, I think the other concern here is Maxey, right? Maxey is the one that is a big question mark here right now for Philadelphia because they do have other scoring options, and Maxey is one of them. Is a 26-point per game player. He's listed here as questionable with that ankle. And, of course, Nurse saying he's hopeful Max will return for this game. He's trending in the right direction. He'll test his ankle to shoot around, but it'll be a game-time call on this one.
Yeah, and let's just hope he plays here. But once again, this is a well-coached team, a hard-working team. And you have to look at the tangibles here. You have to remember, I know Utah's been on a great run overall, playing much better basketball. A lot of people thought they would after the trades they went through the last year. Anyway, and then into this season, they're playing pretty good basketball. I'm kind of surprised. But the truth of it is Philadelphia is, we'll put it this way, they're a team with chemistry all the way through the lineup, and Embiid, of course, makes everything better, and Maxey, of course, is going to crack everything up. But, these guys can stand together. They will come together, and a lot of people have I think a lot of sharp money is out also thinking that was maybe just an over-exaggerated line, and I'm with them. And let's just hope the 5's enough here because of the line move and because of what I see here. I'm going to recommend making it and I don't like to change wager amounts much, but let's do half the amount usually.
All right, looking here. Also, too, just the Utah on the spot. 6-game road trip for the Utah Jazz. That had some ups and downs. They beat the bad teams there, Washington, Charlotte. Then they lost to Houston, New Orleans. close it out with a bad loss against Brooklyn, and then a loss there against the Knicks in a back-to-back spot. So a first home game after a 6-game road trip, 1 day of rest.
Yeah, no, great points too. And sometimes it takes time to get used to home cooking again, and that could be the case tonight. So like I said, desperation, redemption, revenge, everything's on board tonight for Philadelphia. So let's see if they come together as a team that I think they are and get us the cup.
76ers here now +5. We're saying, just a move now to +5.5. Sharpest book in the world here. Seeing some sharp money just hitting Jazz. Alex is going against it. He says, yeah, the Sharps don't always win, right? They didn't always win. Look at the KC-Baltimore game. I look at that Washington-Oregon game and the Pac-12 title game. Those things those hit my memory bank pretty well.
And as usual, no matter what anybody says, no matter what any of these sites that we see around the internet, there's Sharps on both sides of every game, no matter what you want to believe, I'm telling you, big money sometimes, whale money, will change a line even more conclusively than we'll say 3 key bettors that are respected by the books. And I've seen it before. I've seen $1 million wagers come across the board, but that sort of highlight a vigorous line change. And
well, that's a good point, because let me ask you this, okay? Because there's a lot of questions, especially in the NBA now. You know about these big sharps, especially the biggest bets in the NBA. I would assume will come right before game time, right?
Yeah, well, everyone's looking for the best number, and sometimes sometimes you're wrong. But if you're right, you'll see if that number is where a lot of the smart money wants to be, you will see that line change, because obviously that's your best opportunity. And a lot of times if you don't see that number appear, that means nobody bit at all. Like nobody went in there and sort of. I hope I'm just describing this properly, but or easily for somebody to understand. But a lot of it has to do. We talk about this all the time. It's all about the number, and it's about the number. Like I love this number this morning at 6.5. And obviously, there are people who love that number too. But looking at it from directly on here, I would say at a +5 or better, we have a good number. And looking at SRS numbers also, that tells me that Philadelphia is still the better team here, no matter what, even with home court advantage and everything else.
All right, there we go. Still, we're trying to see if any news came in here on Maxey, because that was a line move here during the show. Still questionable status. Keep an eye on the shoot around here. This is a late game tonight, so we're still several hours before game time. 76ers now +5.5 to your line shopping against the Jazz tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. TNT doubleheader game. All right, tough for TNT tonight. 2 stars out in the first one.
I was just going to say one thing. One of the guys I remember, and Al McMordie knows this gentleman, the late great Larry Ness, was great at late and early numbers. Like amazing.
Who was it? You got. Who was the guy? We didn't hear the name. We didn't hear the name because
Larry Ness.
Oh, Larry Ness, yeah, the late Ness.
The late Larry Ness. Yeah, he was amazing. Major League Baseball. I watched a lot of the stuff he did, and Al can tell you, Big Al can tell you a lot more about it than I can. But amazing when you want to talk about a guy that could pick off lines.
There you go, big there. Alex there with Larry Ness. All right, the play here will be on the dog here tonight. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Print for nice action. Of course, NBA on the board. Lots of college hoops. All-star break here for the NHL right now. Of course, Alex doing great work. You see over the last 7 days. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, tonight we have college basketball 3-pack, and we have one NBA game. Pacers at the New York Knicks. Of course, we're off with hockey for a little while, and we'll come back powerfully. I like that word. Powerfully after the All-Star game, and that's usually my most profitable part of my NHL campaign. Also, really rocking and rolling with my college basketball selections from a totals perspective. Over the last 100 selections into the 62% conversion rate ratio, making my clients over $24,000 dime clients. And so join me. 3 totals on board tonight. We got some winners.
Indeed, get the winners here from Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results over the last 7 days. 505 units of profit, showing great profit for the year. Last 30 days, last 7 days. past 24 hours. Get on board. Get that 1-month pass. Get your Alex Premium place for 30 days, including the Super Bowl. Pick his promo code. Save that 15% off. All right, Alex. As always, great having you show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Take care, Tom.
You as well. Alex Smart here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the show. Here are heavy hitters to start the show. We'll come bring in Big Al McMordie. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Big Al in right now. Ready to roll Big Al. Big Al, what's happening?
Not much.
All right, here we go tonight with Big Al. We're going here to college hoops tonight, featuring Seattle and Grand Canyon, a team that's played well in the WAC conference. I almost said it's Big Sky. WAC. Grand Canyon favored 9.5, total 141.
Yeah, they're 19-2 this season, 9-1 in conference play. In November, they lost a neutral court game to South Carolina, and then their lone conference loss was on the road 12 days ago to the Red Hawks team that they're playing tonight. The Antelopes were favored by 5.5 at Seattle in that game, but they lost 86-79. At home, they're perfect this year. They're 11-0 straight up. So I'm going to lay the points. If you take a look at how college basketball teams, Tony, have done over the last 34 seasons when they've got an undefeated home record of 7-0 or better, if they're playing with revenge from a conference loss earlier in the year and they're priced from -9 to -16.5 points, they've been a solid 57.2%. This is in that price range. I'm going to lay the 9.5 with Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon is the game here for Big Al tonight. For the drive-through here at lay the 9.5. Yeah, when you look at Grand Canyon, all of their conference wins have been by double digits. And of course, don't forget they did pull off that win at home against San Diego State in the non-conference. It got people's attention.
Yeah, they're a really good team. I think they can make some noise in the NCAA as well.
That's right. See how they do in that tournament. I don't see. Actually, New Mexico State's no longer in this conference. That was the team that you just penciled them in all the time from the WAC.
Yeah, it's right now Grand Canyon's a top team in this conference. So
I don't
much else to say there.
Yeah, that looks to me they'll be the entrant in the NCAA tournament. I don't see New Mexico State there anymore. They've moved on. All right, Grand Canyon here, lay the 9.5 against Seattle tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time over on ESPN Plus. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Premium for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight we have NBA as well as college hoops, NHL All-Star break. Big Al has been on fire in the NBA this year, 1,752 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can verify those numbers simply by going to Big Al's handicapper page. You can see all the releases. What do you have going on, Big Al, over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Oh, I've got just college basketball today, Tony. I'm going to pass in the NBA. So I've got 5 games left over at Pick Dogs, and folks can get a triple pack plus some standalone games, and they can also join for a week, a month, or a year to get all of my plays, including the Super Bowl coming up next week.
That's right, guys. Get up over Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dogs Premium. Long-term passes will serve you well. You've seen the great results from Big Al. That 1-month pass is great coverage, Super Bowl, and all the hoops action here for the next 30 days, as well as NHL when they come back from the break. And Big Al, of course, let everybody know about your all access for those big players.
Yeah, just text Big Al to 775-636-7676. You must be at least a dime player. You get all the games on the premium side plus more. We have additional plays posted. You can also ask me about any game of your liking, and it's 24/7. So if it's 5 minutes before the Cal Davis game starts tonight at 11 p.m. and you want to text me at 10:55 p.m. and ask me who I like on the game, you can do so. By the way, I'm looking at New Mexico State is in Conference
USA.
They've got a 500 record in Conference USA this year.
That's right. Yeah, they moved over at Conference USA. All right, Big Al, as always, great having you show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Talk to you on Wednesday. Thanks, Tony.
You got it. Big Al McMordie here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on the show. Guys, if you ever sign in late, we always recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on. More college basketball coverage. We'll bring in Shane Mickle. He lives in Big Ten country. He's gonna have to sharpen up his skills on West Coast basketball and football, as we'll see a big change in that Big Ten from this upcoming season. So we'll see how that all flows into play here, because we know we get a lot of Big Ten plays here from our man Shane Mickle up there in the Middle area. We'll bring him in right now. Shane, what's happening?
How's it going? Yeah, speaking of that change, it's funny. I was talking to a buddy yesterday who lives in Iowa, who follows sports not really that closely, but was just curious about how those teams will fit into the Big Ten. And it'll be interesting to how USC's play fits into the Big Ten run the ball, smash mouth football. It'll be interesting because that's definitely a differing style of football.
There's football, a lot of quarterback. Pac-12 was a quarterback league, and I'm sure it will still stay that way. Conference of used to, a lot of playmakers you see coming out of the Pac-12. Not so much the strength guys, but you get a lot of the playmakers in the Pac-12.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting. It might be good for the Big Ten because I wish that the Big Ten would get a little different style of play. So maybe teams will have to adapt.
And usually what happens is you always see these teams. When they look for coaches or assistant coaches, they seem to go against teams that are familiar with teams in their conference. Maybe that will start seeing a little style change with them coming in.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping because I'm also a Jayhawks fan, and I mean the Big 12 doesn't play any defense, but I would like to see it gets very annoying when the Gophers run the ball 40 times a game.
Yeah, and they got to get some quarterback play. That's how we harped on that all fall with Shane here. It's very frustrating here because Minnesota sports some pretty good teams, but it's always a quarterback. But tonight here, Nebraska, who's been one of the stories here in college hoops, they've had a really good record this year. Played well at home here, hosting Wisconsin. Nebraska here laying a point. Total sits 145.
Yeah, Wisconsin, has creeped up there. They're number 5 in the country, kind of quietly. No one's really talking about them when they talk about the NCAA tournament or anything like that. But I think this is a higher scoring game. This isn't the Bo Ryan Wisconsin teams of years past when he was the coach, where the defense was the main focus. This is a team that can score, and this is a team that at times, especially on the road, has struggled to defend. They gave up 86 points earlier this season to Penn State. And this Nebraska team, they can really score at home. They've scored at least 75 points at home in every game since I think it was December 6th was the date, or whatever, early in December when they took on that Creighton game where they got destroyed. I think Nebraska scores here. In typical Nebraska fashion, I think they struggle to play defense again. And I think this total is way too low. I think, it wouldn't shock me if both these teams get close to 80 points here. I think this game goes well over.
All right, Shane says looking for scoring here over 144.5. Sharpest book in the world has 145, so let's see what the rest of the market shows in this one. Guys, make sure you shop, get the best numbers. 144.5 everywhere. Shane's with the sharp money here because the sharp money book has it at 145. That's really how you do. Compare the sharpest book in the world with all the other lines out there. You'll all be able to easily find where the sharp money is coming in. And Shane's here with the sharp money here because you see 144.5 pretty much all over except the sharpest book in the world. And yeah, Nebraska's a team that they finally found the cure to shooting the basketball, because this has been a team that has had trouble shooting for probably as long as you've been born, Shane. This year in conference play, 41% from three, 51% inside, and 78 at the line.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting that their 3-point shooting, how well it is, but this is a team that's filled with shooters. And it seems, especially, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, especially at home when they get hot, that crowd. They have a real home court advantage there in Nebraska, and this Wisconsin team, it really struggles at times. At times they've slowed it down this season, but at times they've really struggled to hit, and they've struggled to slow down runs. That's what happened in that Penn State game where they really struggled to play defense, and I think it happens. It happens again here. I just don't see any way that either of these teams play a whole lot of defense.
Interesting note here with Nebraska Nebraska has 10 games against the Big Ten this year. They're shooting 41% from three and giving up 40% from three. So that's a very strange looking number. They don't see that very often. Shane here on over here, 144.5 Wisconsin and Nebraska tonight here, 8:30 Eastern time. It's over on Big Ten Network. All right. Shane, let's take a look over at Pick.com for tonight's action. Of course, we do have NBA on the board tonight with lots of college hoops. What do you have going over at Pick.com Premium?
I got 3 back up there tonight. 2 best NBA plays, and then I got the two NBA games that kick off at 7:30 in that package, and then my best college basketball play, $39.99. But hop on long term. I've already talked about it on Tuesday. I love that Saturday college basketball slate. I'm already looking at it. Obviously the lines haven't come out for the games yet, but it's a slate I expect to have plenty of games on. So even that 3-day pass at this point will get you covered for the Saturday college basketball slate. So hop on something long term and let's make some money together.
Long term is the way to go, guys. Get aboard with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs Premium 7-day pass. Get you that weekend from Big with Shane here. College hoops, NBA up here as well. Use that promo code Pick at checkout. You'll save that 15% off on any pass from Shane. All right, Shane, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know we can find your work in written form over at Pick Dog Sports Chat.
Yeah, definitely. Make sure to check out. Both sites. I read on both sites, and my English Premier League's already up. My UFC is going up for this weekend tonight, and then of course, the NBA college basketball, the Saturday college basketball games are covered on Pick Dogs. So make sure to check those out. Get more opinions, and then watch those videos. You get maybe 3 opinions in every game, and let's make some money that way too.
That's right, make some money that way indeed with Shane. All right, Shane, have a great night. We'll catch up with you next week.
All right, have a good night, everyone.
You got Shane Mickle here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the show. Let's head up to Las Vegas, Nevada, where Tony Brown will join us here. Catch him over at Pick Dog Spring. We'll bring Tony in right now. Some more NBA coverage from Tony Brown. I'll bring him in right now. Tony, what's happening?
What's going on with you, Tom?
Everything's going great. All right, here we go tonight. NBA featuring, boy, oh boy, Lakers and the Celtics going head-to-head here. Of course, you guys know the news about the injuries, Davis and James here. Just Cornette out for Boston, but their core is intact here. Celtics have now moved to a 15-point favorite, the total 239.
Yeah, this one was already going to be a blowout. Celtics, unbelievable at home this year, 20-2. We struggling right now trying to get it together, and then we lose our 2 best players. So there goes the majority of our offense and the 2 best players that we have on defense as well. Take it on the NBA's best home team at home. It's pretty much a given. Not only are the Celtics going to win, but how much are they going to win by? I like the Celtics first half in this one because 15 is just too much. I see the Celtics being up by 20, maybe 25, and then sitting the starters, and then the Lakers get one of those backdoor covers on the 15. Or maybe they do blow them out. I just don't want to take the chance. I think Celtics come out and handle business right away and should be up by double digits at the first half. So Celtics first half is the free play today.
All right, let's see where it sits now here. No, you're not getting 9 anymore. This one's already up. I'm sorry, you're not getting 6 anymore. This one has moved all the way to 9 in the first half, so this one's going to be great at a 9, Tony Brown. This line has moved. This line's moved considerably here over the past hour.
Yeah, when I sent my pick in, the line was at 11, so 6 was the half point way. But like I said, I like the Celtics at double digits either way we go. So
no, I mean the first half. The first half number is now 9. First half is 9.
Right. I'll take the Celtics for first half by double digits.
Yeah, all right, double digits, yeah. It'll be enough. You'll see the screen here move to 9. So Celtics have moved up to 9. There it goes. 9 now is that first half bet. It was 11 and moved up to 15. So we've seen some movement here in this one, no doubt about it. Of course, a lot of people wondering to know what the Lakers are going to do here come the trading deadline. This is the team that's not built for the regular season. You're trying to build around a 39-year-old superstar. It's tough to do when you play the grind of an 82-game schedule. Obviously, this team is built more for the playoffs as we saw last year.
Right, and then the new rule about the 65 games and all that crazy stuff to sit in, and if you sit players, you can get fined. So it's been like a little tricky because, like you said, we have older players. We're not trying to really impress anybody on the regular season. We don't care what seed we get and all that stuff. We just want to make the tournament. And then last year, like I said, we were 4 games away from the title. I'm not really worried about the Lakers. I mean, there's nobody really out there that we can get that you can just be like, we make this trade and then boom. DeJounte Murray's okay, but he's not the guy to where you just like, we make that trade, now the Lakers are on their way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there isn't anybody out there. I mean, I thought the only guy that could help you was Rozier, but I don't think the Lakers had the stock to trade to get anything for him. That was the only guy I thought that was even worth trading for, to be honest with you.
Right, and then like when you have Anthony Davis and LeBron James, no matter who's on the team, they're just role players. So you can put together a couple role players with the people that we got, and I think we'll be okay when it comes down to it.
Yeah, and of course it's not easy to get into the playoffs here in the Western Conference. My thought is you got to at least be a 6 seed to get that week rest, right? Because right after the regular season, you play on Tuesday, right? You play that. There's very little time off for these 9 versus 10 teams. So or man, again, 7 versus 10 go right into action. There isn't a big layoff for these teams.
Right, it's hectic. It's the play out, the play in, and then if they win 2 and all that jazz. So you don't get any rest for the weary. It's like the wild card teams. No bye week, nothing like that. You get right to action. So like I said, we're not worried about it. Once we get that late in the postseason, we're jailed. We got our starting five together. All the rumors, LeBron's as healthy as he's going to be at his age. AD is, if he's not in street clothes, he's as healthy as he's going to be. So I think by the time that the game's over, no matter where we get in, whether it's a wild card, a play in, a good seed, or whatever, the Lakers is not a team you want to play in the playoffs like everyone found out last year.
I think the Lakers got a little fortune that Memphis had some misfortune there because that would have been a battle to get in.
I mean, everybody has to have a little luck, a little misfortune here or there, but at the end of the day, it was Denver versus the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. So, I mean, we didn't have too much misfortune.
No, not at all here. Tony Brown here, Celtics now -9 first half here. There's been a big move here on this one, as you know, throughout the afternoon with the news coming in with LeBron and Davis. Celtics laying 9 first half against the Lakers tonight, 7:30 Eastern time, game 1 of the doubleheader here on TNT. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Print for tonight's action. Of course, we do have action on the board tonight from the NBA. Lots of college hoops in the card as well. NHL at the All-Star break, but Tony Brown is crushing it in the NFL this year. You see 1,959 units of profit, having a great NHL season. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, tonight we have a slight board. It was 3 games in the NBA that I liked. It was only 4 total, but I liked 3 of them. And then there was 2 college plays that were absolutely crushing it. So instead of charging for all of them, we just put them all together. You get my top 5 on Thursday today, and all 5 picks on one pass. It's only $55. That's less than $11 a play. Like, if you're serious about making money sports betting, you can't afford not to grab these passes.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results Tony's produced here in the NFL, also NHL. No better time to get that 1-month pass that'll get you the Super Bowl pick here from Tony Brown. All his hoops coverage, all his hockey coverage. Great value right now. Tony Brown last 30 days in all sports, showing 410 units of profit. So get on board with that pass. And I know Tony Brown, spring training starts next week, and we know you're year-round here in Vegas. Baseball coming up. That 1-year VIP All Sports Pass is a really good value out there.
Yeah, seriously, this is for the players that want to make money, the big players, the $1,000 players. You don't want to just keep coming in and buying per month, per week, per day, and all that type of stuff. You get every single pick I release from every sport with the VIP pass. 1,959 units in the NFL this season. You would have paid for the pass just with the NFL picks alone, and then you get the NBA, the NHL, the MLB, all of that stuff. It's not a season pass. It's a full VIP 365 days of play. So if you're serious about making money, go ahead and grab that pass, and let's rock out for a whole nother year.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Tony Brown. That 1-year All Sports Pass, great value. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save 15% off, almost $300 off that 1-year pass. Get on board with Tony Brown. All right, Tony Brown, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week. Look at the Chiefs. We're practicing at the Raiders Stadium.
Oh, yeah, we don't got to talk about that.
I don't want to talk about that. Not till next season when they get back. All right, Tony Brown. Have a great night. Stay warm out there in chilly and cold Vegas, freezing Vegas. We'll catch up with you next week.
I will, man. You do the same out there in LA. I appreciate being here, and I'll see you guys Thursday.
See you Thursday. Tony Brown here on The Drive Thru. Let's continue on. Guys, if you ever miss a pick on the show, you sign in late, we always do a recap at the end. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue here on The Drive Thru. Millz checking in right now. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, you can catch his video series, his prop shop here for you here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Also, UFC Rundown. Millz, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony? How's everybody doing today?
Things going great. All right, here we go. Probably the matchup of the night. TNT wish they could do a last-minute flex here, but they can't. They just can't do it. I see why not. Just have them call the game from the studio, because this is the game of the night in my book. Pacers and Knicks going head-to-head, with the Knicks laying 2, total 235.
Yeah, man. Two good teams in the East. Who would have thought that we'd be saying that nowadays about these two teams if we were talking about them 2 years ago? But now we're at that stage, you know. The Knicks are opening up, they're laying, 2.5 on there? I kind of like them on the money line. I'm going to be looking at them on, just the last couple of games. Let's talk about it. 9-1 out there the last 10. I don't know if anybody's playing better than them. Maybe the Cleveland Cavs out of that little trade. 7-0 on a win streak. And when it comes to playing at home, I think they're 17-5, so I'm going to be looking at when you look at it, the Indiana Pacers are not playing the same ball that they did earlier on before that in-season tournament. Tyrese Halliburton is their goal, but I'll be honest, ever since the in-season tournament, his point prop and his averages and on assists went down dramatically. We're talking about a guy who was averaging 26 points right around that time, and they were giving out his point prop at 25.5. Right now, his point prop is at 15.5. And not just that, it seems like the Indiana Pacers aren't playing the same ball as they did early on. I know they got Pascal Siakam in there, but I'm not seeing the same efforts from Buddy Hield. I'm not seeing Ben Mathurin coming through having monstrous games like how he was early on. So I think the Knicks is a play-in spot here, and at the money line, it keeps on coming. I'm gonna be taking the Knicks on the money line.
All right, Millz here, next money line, minus 137, minus 120. Do your line shopping, get the best numbers here with this one. And yeah, the Knicks has just been playing outstanding on both ends of the court. And that's the one edge you have here, because the Knicks are putting up Pacers-type numbers offensively, but man, the defense is night and day between these teams right now.
Man, talking about it, I mean, the Knicks are averaging 115, and they're holding teams to under 100 points. 98 points is what opponents are playing, averaging playing these teams right now. And that's that old school Tom Thibodeau type of defense. Indiana Pacers, on the other hand, check this out. Whenever you're letting your opponent score more than you do, recipe for disaster, man. I think they're averaging 118 points and allowing their opponents to score 120 points. So that right there, yeah, those recipes aren't going to equal to success. And I mean, ever since the trade, OG Anunoby's been over there. Julius Randle, he's out the lineup. So I mean, but they're doing it, and they're big for Jalen Brown. This guy has advertised, man. Like, I think that he was going to be that good from Dallas Mavericks. You know, I didn't think that he was going to be that consistent in his second year with them. Everybody has a one good year, you know, but this guy, man. I mean, I know the Dallas Mavericks over there trying to, you know, wish that they could have offered him a contract, but Jalen Brunson's been as advertised.
All right, here's some news here on Halliburton, right? The issue here with his hamstring, he will play. He's probable, although it does show game time decision now. But Rich Carlisle said that he expects Halliburton to play Thursday against the Knicks. He's going to deal with that hamstring. But he'll maintain an unspecified minutes restriction here. So there'll be a little bit of a minute restriction tonight for Halliburton. And no Mathurin in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I seen that Mathurin is out. Yeah, Halliburton, he's going to be on that minute restriction. I think he can only miss 3 or 4 more games in order to make that all-star thing or that payout that they're talking about for the 65 games played. So that's why he's definitely in the lineup. But even though I play it like this, because I get them out on the prop shop, minute restrictions are not, man. When you have a player in the caliber of Tyrese Halliburton, and you're giving him 15 points as his player, that's too low not to go. So I still think that Tyrese Halliburton should be able to go over his 15-player prop, even on a restriction. You know, so I just think it's going to the fourth quarter. You know, I think that's when they're really going to just look at the game and say, all right, you know, you got 12 minutes in the quarter. You could hold a player out, you know, for that whole fourth quarter if the game's already out of hand and be like, all right, you know, we still came under with that minute restrictions, though. What about the coach for the Indiana Pacers, man? Like, he's just been over there for a while, and I think that, you know, people should start looking at him as, you know, maybe a replacement or something like that. But, hey, that's another show.
That's right. No doubt about that. All right. There we go with Millz here on the Knicks money line, minus 137, minus 120. Do your line shopping against the Pacers tonight, 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Millz, let's take a look over at Pick Document for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we have NBA. Lots of college hoops tonight on the board. Heading into a nice weekend of action here as we get into some UFC card as well. What do you have going over at Pick Docs Premium?
Yeah, man, I got to play up there in the NBA to get you guys paid today. Besides that, UFC's going down this Thursday. I got a few bets that I got written up, just not put on the site yet. A lot of dogs that I like is going to be barking on this card. Looked at the NBA card for the next couple of games. I got some games on Friday already written up. And I also got the Super Bowl pick already up there for you too as well. So, yeah, man, you could go ahead and get that 3-day pass right now. It includes everything that I got for today all the way up until Saturday. Saturday, I have about 4 bets already, picks wise, and besides that, I got about 3 other props included. So that's 7 bets right there for UFC. Gonna be locked and loaded on this college basketball slate too. Just like Shane said, I already got some games penciled in and circled in for this Saturday slate. So yeah, man, this is the time you can go ahead and get that 3-day pass, or you can get my one best bet for $20 just to get you guys' feet wet today.
That's right, guys. I get on board here with Millz Young over at Pick Dog Trim. You guys know what it is. It's a Wednesday. Great time to get on board here on Thursday. Here, good time to get on board with Millz. That 3-day all sports pass. Get all Millz pre-and plays for 3 days. It's all hoops coverage, all NBA, college basketball, and of course UFC is what you want to get on board with Millz. Use promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off the 3-day all sports pass. Add multi-cappers with the multi-capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Millz, it's always great having you on the show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know what you got going on with that your video series. You got a couple of them here at Pick Dogs. We catch the prop shop, and we're back now. And UFC season has continued, has begun. What do you have going on with UFC?
Yeah, man. So the UFC Bet With Me series just dropped, I want to say about 10 minutes ago. Just got the update. So that's out there locked and loaded for you guys. And like I said, it's about 13 fights on there. And I think some dogs are barking on there. I interviewed one of the fighters on there, Molly McCann. So you can check that out if you guys want some more information on that at MMA Locker Room. But besides that, that's up there locked and loaded for you guys to go. I got the daily prop shop video. That's out there too. So I went over, the slate of games. I got some nice props that I like in there to get you on top. I'll drop you a one. I like Colin Saxon over 19.5 points. And I also like him over 1.5 threes. Both those bets right there are hitting at a 60% clip. Confirmed by the Sports Chat Plays betting tools. So 60% clip, 3 out of his last 5 times we played that prop, he came out on top. So yeah, that's the way that you guys can go with me. Those video series are dropping daily, usually around 9 a.m. Pacific time for all the people out there. And then the UFC video usually drops Wednesdays to Thursdays, right after, all the media interviews and right before the weigh-ins, just to see who's really going to still be fighting on there and see who's got any replacements. So, yeah, man, we're trying to get everything locked and loaded for you guys this February.
That's right, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. So when Millz drops those videos, you get them right away with that. Prop shop, of course, prop shop content up there from our man Millz Young. Get signed up. All right, Millz, as always, great having you here on the show. Have yourself a great evening here, and we'll catch up with you again on the show next week.
All right, see you guys same time next week. Tony.
Absolutely. I'm Millz Young here on the drive-thru. Let's continue here on the show. Let's see here. Somebody was asking about that East-West Shrine game. And let me see if I can pull up the numbers here for you guys. East-West Shrine game. We got the Senior Bowl come up on the weekend. That's the bigger one. That's where you got Penix and a lot of those first-round type players in that one. This is the East-West Shrine game, which will be playing at Ford Field. We're going to have the East All-Stars and the West All-Stars going off tonight in this one. NFL Network will televise this game, East and West, tonight. And I will let you know here that the West is favored by 1.5. We see a total of very low total here of 37 in this one. The game tonight, East-West Shrine game. I will let you know that on the East, the quarterback rotation. Well, here are the quarterbacks for the East. We got Devin Leary, Kentucky; Jack Plummer, Louisville; Austin Reed, Western Kentucky. Those are your quarterbacks here on the East side. On the West side, tonight in the East-West Shrine game, we got Tyler Tagovailoa. Remember, I guess he must have got denied for that extra year of eligibility. Tagovailoa will be on the West side. John Rice Plumlee will be there. And Keenan Slovis, the BYU quarterback, former USC transfer, he'll be a quarterback for the West. And based on the quarterback play, I can see why the West would be favored here at 1.5 there. Frank Gore Jr., running back here for the West. Jonathan Brooks out of Texas will be a running back there for them as well. Jason Bean, a late addition here to the West as a quarterback. So there's the 4 quarterbacks play there. Let me see if there's any notables here. Let's see. Taj Washington will be on the West squad, a wide receiver for USC, a notable there. A lot of small colleges here, mid-majors here. You're not going to see the big boys here at all much in the East-West Shrine game. That's really for the Senior Bowl. But someone asked about the East-West Shrine game. You can watch it on NFL Network here tonight. I'm just trying to see any notables on the East side here. Let's see. Well, they're actually mixing some of the Oregon State. It's a mix. It's not really going by region here, because I'm seeing some Oregon State players on the east side. Tyrone Tracy, a running back for Purdue, will be on the east squad. Deshaun Fenwick, a running back, will be on the east side from Oregon State. Who else do we have? Eddie Cornelius Johnson, receiver for Michigan, will be on the east side as well. A lot of small college receivers there. It looks to me, just from the playmaker position, looks to me that the West has the better roster tonight. There in the East-West Shrine game tonight. NFL Network, someone asking about the East-West game. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. Jay up next. Catch him over at Pick Dodge Prim. We'll bring Jay in right now. Hope he catches jam session here every day with his NBA jam session during the NBA season. We'll bring Jay in right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Jay Briggs. Get him here in just a second. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T, what's happening, my man?
What's going on, Jay? All right, here we go. We go to college hoops, not NBA. We have Jay looking tonight. You're going college hoops today in the Summit League.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to talk some college hoops. Smaller NBA card, so we're going to talk a little college hoops. Hey, we got a little rivalry going on here. We got the Battle of the Dakotas, the states. There's two Battle of the Dakotas tonight. We're talking about the states, though.
The state schools.
Yeah, the state schools. We got North Dakota State and South Dakota State. We're in South Dakota. Hey, I just think the South Dakota Jackrabbits are just a much better team, and I expect them to win this game fairly comfortably. I see this as a double-digit win. When you kind of look at, you know, who they. I don't usually do this, but in certain situations you kind of have to, especially now as we start to get more data in conference play. You start to look at they played them, how they play them. You know, when you start to kind of play that game, you understand why the line is where it's at for the Jackrabbits. I just think they're head and shoulders the better team, and I think at home they get this one done in a little rivalry spot. I'm gonna lay the double digits here. I think they win it comfortably.
All right, they're going to lay the double digits here, lay the 9.5 here in this one tonight. Here in this one battle here in the Summit League, 9.5 pretty much everywhere now here. So great Jay there on the 9.5 here. Of course, you're looking at South Dakota State, a team that really shoots the three well. They shoot well inside, top in the Summit League in effective field goal shooting. So this is a team that's really shooting the ball well. They've also, one thing when you look here at this South Dakota State, they've been able to get the job done at home.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, that's another thing that I thought was huge here. It's a bounce back spot at home after losing to Oral Roberts. I like taking teams when they're coming back home, like you said, especially teams that play better at home. In the NBA, I love doing that all the time. In the college hoops, you know, I think it's really dividend. I think in home court, like we were talking about on the morning show 2 days ago, home court in college hoops has been really, really important thus far this season. So, or at least in my case, when I've been looking at games, and I think this is another one of them where in North Dakota State, if this was at North Dakota, would I feel comfortable laying the 9.5? No. I still think South Dakota State would win the game by like 6 or 7 points, but at home environment, I think they pull away in the end and win it by double digits.
All right, we got, of course, North Dakota State, a team that has been horrible defensively in the Summit League, sitting 9th in effective field goal defense. That's about last in the conference. They're giving up 56% shooting, a soft belly, giving up 56% shooting inside, 36% from three. Teams are cutting them up on the inside there. South Dakota State laying 9.5 here against North Dakota State. 8 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick.com for nice action. NBA on the board tonight. I got some college hoops as well. Jay, having shown profit this year in the NBA. What do you have going over at Pick.com Premium?
I have my NBA Play of the Day up there for sale. That's what I have for you guys today. You guys can scoop it up. Smaller card tonight in hoops, but I'm really liking the action. Looking to bounce back. Last night was pretty rough, but hey, I feel like a heater's coming. I know it's coming. I think it starts tonight. You guys can hop on that play today. And then huge card tomorrow. So on a Friday, you know, we're going to cook it up, try to smash it per usual. We can hop on something long term and get everything that I'm offering over the weekend.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results straight from the NBA for this season, so get on board. Remember, the long-term pass will serve you well. That 3-7 or 30-day all-sports pass. Get all of Jay's premium plays for that time period to select. When you go to his handicapper page and make that purchase, remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. Also, you can go long-term with that 1 month all-sports pass. And, of course, Jay, everybody know about your all-access.
Yes, you can join my All Access Club, man. My All Access Club members, they're enjoying a really nice season. The All Access Club is different than what we offer at the site at Pick Dogs. At Pick Dogs, every single game is weighted the same. Every single game. In my All Access Club, that's just not the case. My NBA Play of the Day most days is weighted way more than my third, fourth favorite play in the NBA that night. So when you're using that style system, you're able to show bigger profits, and that's basically what we're doing over in the All Access Club. So if you think that's something for you, it's also a ton of other great perks as well. Later releases, able to see what's going on with injury reports and things of that nature. So if you want to figure out if that package is for you, figure out if you want to join, you can text the number. You can text my guy Costi, and we'll figure out a time to talk and figure out if the package is for you. The information is in my description in the jam session.
There you go. Get signed up with All Access from Jay Briggs. All right, Jay, Steven Adams will be a Houston Rocket when he's healthy enough to play.
They just traded him?
Yep. Memphis just traded him.
Oh,
So,
that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
yep.
He hasn't really played in 2 years.
No, he's been hurt. Yeah, he's been roughed up. I don't know what his status is. This just came across right now. So we'll see.
I didn't even know you could trade hurt players in. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they let you do that, but we'll see what Rockets. Maybe we're going to try to make a run. I don't know. We'll see how it rolls here.
They let me down last night.
Oh man, that was a spot they should have had. The home team.
That was a spot they should have had. You're right, Tony T. Now, that was one I got in early before the Zion news. I had plus money. I felt great about it. Nope. Brandon Ingram in a company.
Oh man, rough.
Different plans.
Oh man, yeah, that's the problem. Sometimes with that Rockets team, you rely a lot on defense, but you get a hot shooting team that can shoot. They can have a hot shooting night. And there goes the plans. The plans go back the other way. All right, Jay, have a great night. We'll catch your jam session morning show, and we'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Yep, jam session will be posted tomorrow. Huge card. Catch me in the morning show. It's Friday, so it's me, Mitch, and Costi, and Roof. So, Roof hello. You guys can catch us in the morning. Should be a lot of fun. And I'll see you guys with Tony T tomorrow evening as well.
That's right. A little more NBA on the board tomorrow with Jay. All right, Jay, have a great night. Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here. Let's bring in our man Wayne Scott. We got a game beginning in about 6 minutes. We're going to go right to the game. We'll hold the intros here and go right to the game here with a game here starting here top of the hour. My game starts later about an hour from now. So let's go right to the game with our man Wayne Scott. Bring him in right now. We got Robert Morris and Oakland going head to head here. Oakland here, the favorite 9. We see the total 145.
Yes, sir. Oakland 13-9 straight up this year, and they're third in conference. Robert Morris ninth in conference, 18-3. Both of these teams have been covering. Robert Morris 11-8 ATS, and Oakland 13-9 ATS. But when we're talking lately, last 10, Oakland only 4-6 ATS, and Robert Morris 6-4 ATS. We see Robert Morris come off the road and lose to Cleveland State by 2 points as 8-point underdog. So they covered, but they lost. On the other side of that, we've seen Oakland come off the road to Milwaukee with a win. Oakland is 50% ATS. On the other side of that, Robert Morris, after a loss, is hitting at a 60% clip at 6-4. Robert Morris have strived in this underdog spot as away underdogs, which they are today. They're 5-3, hitting at 62%. On the other side of that, Oakland has been overrated at home as they get the wins, but they're only 2-5, covering at 28%. This Robert Morris team can score. They score a lot better and more reliable than Oakland, and that's on the season and as of recently. Defensive-wise, that's where you got to worry about Robert Morris, but they do play stronger defense on the road. They're a good three-point shooting team and a stronger rebounding team. They're just getting way too many points here in this situation. Only thing that worries me about Robert Morris is they're a high turnover team, but on the other side of that, Oakland, they don't cause a lot of turnovers. So give me Robert Morris here with it was 9.5. Now I'm seeing it all the way down to 8.5, and I do understand why the money is going on Robert Morris here.
All right, we got, we're seeing 9, 8.5, so 9's out there. Do your line shopping, get the best number here. Robert Morris here, very strong on the offensive, defensive glass in conference. And one thing in conference here with this Oakland team struggling on the three, struggling shooting inside, and they're giving up 38% from beyond the arc in conference.
I got that written down here. Bad, horrible, actually. Horrible 3-point defense. And Robert Morris is not a bad three-pointing team. Around 160-ish, if I remember correctly. And at home, not only struggling to defend the three, struggling on the boards as well, just giving Robert Morris these extra possessions, and you're giving me with 9 to 8 in my back pocket. Man, I got to take it here, man. Record-wise, Robert Morris has not been pretty, but ATS, where we bet on, they've been actually very well, and I just love them in this spot.
There you go, Robert Morris here, +9 here against Oakland, top of the hour. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Doctrine for tonight's action. Of course, on the board tonight, we got 5 on the board from the NBA National Television games up on the board tonight. Also, action here from college hoops. What do you have going good, showing good results in college basketball this season? What do you have going over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Light card in the NBA, as all these guys have stated. I got my best bet in college basketball, and I got a 3-pack with 1 NBA and the 2 college basketball. Best bet is in there, so if you want to grab that 3-pack, you can get my best bet in college basketball. If you just want 1 bet, you can grab that best bet, or you can grab long term, as we got a ton of action tomorrow. Great college basketball card this weekend. Like Tony T, baseball ramping up, and with football dying down, I am slowly chipping away, doing my studying, getting back in the NHL. I will be dropping bets in that pretty soon as well. So looking at long term, or you can cash with me tonight, but let's get it.
Let's get it, guys. Get on board with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dog Premium. You see the great results here from Wayne. 187 units of profit in college hoops. Get action tonight. Remember, the one-day passes are credit guarantee. Must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credited back to your account for side credits. That is credit guarantee on all the one-day passes up here. Long-term passes are not, because they're sold at a greater discount. All right, Wayne, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know when we can catch your boxing video series here on the Pick Dogs channel.
Yes, sir. February 8th, Jermaine Ortiz versus Teofimo Lopez. Love Teofimo Lopez because he doesn't. This is supposed to be kind of like a tune-up fight before another mega fight for him. This is no tune-up fight. Jermaine Ortiz has fought a lot of people. He's fought Lomachenko. So Teofimo Lopez is always putting himself in the fire, and I'm going to have that breaking down and giving out by next week. Also, Fury and Usyk coming up February 17th, the heavyweight event of the century.
There you go, guys. So check out Wayne with his video series over at Pick Dogs. Like, subscribe, set those notifications, so when these videos drop, you get them right away. All right, Wayne, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, appreciate you for having me, Tony T. Good luck with all your bets out there, Pick Dog family. Let's get it.
You got it. Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. Let's get to the recap, then we'll get to my play. So we'll continue here on the drive-thru. We're hitting, and of course, guys, get your best bets ready for the show. Get those best bets, those picks into the chat, and we'll read them off here as we do right after as we close. Let's go into the recap here. Recap it here. Alex was on 76ers plus 4.5 against Jazz. Big Al McMordie, Grand Canyon lay the 9.5 against Seattle. Shane, Wisconsin, Nebraska over 144.5. Tony Brown here, pick on the Celtics first half, lay the 9 here against the Lakers. Millz, moneyline Knicks, minus 137 against Pacers. Jay on South Dakota State here, minus 9 against North Dakota State. Robert Morris is the play here from Wayne, plus 9 against Oakland. Of course, on the Grizzlies here, the cover machines, the cover machines. Grizzlies, plus 8 here against the Cavaliers. They do it with defense, man. They do it with defense. We'll talk a little bit more about that game. The one I like the most here will be here. Let's see. There's a couple of them I do like. Boy, let's see. I got to whittle this one down. It's not easy because there's some of the ones that I like here. Let's go with Shane's over here. Wisconsin, Nebraska over 144.5 in that one. That's one I like the most. Max, let's follow the sharp money there on that pick. All right, let's get to my pick here. You guys know I like the Grizzlies here. I think I'm getting a better number right now with the Grizzlies. Let me actually move the chains here. I forgot to move the chains on the last segment, so let me go ahead and move the chains. Get to my game here real quick. Up. There we go. Wait a minute. Here we go. Cavaliers and Grizzlies going head to head. A familiar tune here with the Grizzlies here. Am I getting a half point? Let me see the market right now because this is the sharpest book in the world. Let's see if I'm definitely going against the sharps here. There's a 9 right now in Circa. Wow. So I'm really going against it. I'm really going against the guys. 8.5 you can grade me on. Right now it's 8.5 pretty much everywhere. And I am definitely going against them. Of course, remember I talked about this Memphis team. They've been covering games mainly because they come in with a defensive game plan. That's all they can do, right? They've been hurt. You've got obedient reserves. The coach, pretty much all we can do is let's don't get embarrassed tonight. Let's just try and compete. And they've been able to come under the number in their games. They've been able to cover 7 of 8, basically with a defensive game plan, slowing down the game, keeping the games, we're not getting into the 20s or the high teens, keeping it about 110, 106. It's games like that where they keep the pace slow. Cleveland is on a back-to-back tonight to let you know that. And of course, we look at Memphis over their past 5 games. They are 4th in defensive efficiency by allowing 108 points per 100 possessions. Hey, over their past 5 games, they're showing a positive net rating, be it just plus 0.8, but I'll take it, right? I'll take it in this spot, and I'll take the points here. And Cleveland here over on the road, just 17th in offensive efficiency, about 114 points per 100 possessions, a plus 3.2 net rating. As I said, Memphis is just going to do what they do, come in with a game plan and execute a game plan defensively, slow it down, not look to trade baskets. We'll do that there with the Grizzlies here in this spot. Now up to 8.5. That's the play here on this for me. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs. I got a 3-pack from College Hoops. Also a best bet from the NBA up on the board. So get signed up with me. Also, my long-term pass. I have a 3, 7, or 30-day all-sports pass. Got all my pre and plays for that time period to select. When you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. Multi-capper promotions as well, making it a great value there. All right, that's going to do it here for the show, guys. That'll do it for this edition of the Drive. Get your best bets in right now, and we'll cover them at the close of the show. That'll do it for this edition here of the Drive-Thru. Make sure you guys tune in and get them all live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers here from Pick Dogs Sports Chat Plays. We've got their plays for you here in real time. Remember, it always gets started with that morning show during the week, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We got Mitch, we got Chris, we got Jay Costi coming in on the Friday show. Make sure you tune into that. Also, don't forget our video series like Mitch's 7 Picks in 5 Minutes. Betting Tools Show. Of course, Mitch's also his roundtable discussion with the professionals. Jay with his NBA Jam session. We also have Chris, who's around the league from the NHL. His individual picks videos as well here on the channel. Don't forget, we got also Wayne with his NBA video series. Also Millz with his prop shop. Also UFC rundown for you guys. Lots of great content here. Big Al McMordie, his all access. Don't forget Costi's sharp trading plays from Costi. We also have Ron Romanelli bank shop breakdown, college basketball rundown from Romanelli for you here on the show, on the video series. Also, the prop video picks from our man Brad Francis. We also have first half NBA picks from our man Nick Menken. Much content here. Don't forget Brian Biller against the basically with his contrarian plays against the public betting with our man here Dana Lane. Also, we have featured here all access with Big Al McMordie, Costi with his sharp trading plays, and many, many more video series here on the show, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit those notifications so when we drop these videos, you're live with us to get the plays in real time. All right, let's go through some of the plays, the best bets here from our folks in the chat room today. We got doubles coming in here with Idaho State, Northern Colorado over 146.5 in Big Sky action. Jared Bush likes Cleveland State tonight. Ramon Scott, we're going to the East-West Shrine game tonight in NFL Network. He agrees. West -2 over the East. West definitely having the quarterback and playmaker advantage in this game when you look at the rosters. What else do we have here tonight? Knicks from Mike. And what else do we have here? Let's take a look some more here. We got Robert Olson, Western Illinois -4. Also here we have, let's see, Amon likes moneyline Cleveland and Jazz win tonight. Well, that's a question mark. Sorry about that. Question mark. Let's see what else we have here. Any of your picks, guys? I think that's going to do it here for the picks here. What else do we got? We got a lot of question marks in the game here from everybody in the chat here. All right. Well, we got our chat. That's going to do it. Last call on the best bets tonight. Here we go. Robert Franklin, Youngstown State here, money line plus 132 tonight in their game. I believe it was against Wright State, if not mistaken, because I had looked at that one myself. Let me make sure that's the game. I believe it is. Youngstown State here tonight is going to be playing. I thought it was. Let me double check that one here. Youngstown State tonight is the play. Let's see here. Yep, against Wright State. So that's our man, Robert Franklin says money line there with Youngstown. All right, that's going to do it for our show tonight. Make sure you guys tune in again tomorrow live. We'll do it all over again. Bring our cappers in for the live show. Let's bring in our cappers for tonight. Anyway, goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon and evening.